Thanks for joining me for this LC's overview. I'm going to be working right here at my desk, but I wanted you to be able to see me before we spend the next few videos where you're only going to hear me. I'm going to be using a screen capture process so that you can see what I'm seeing as I'm narrating you through the tool. But this is where I'll be doing it. I usually just have a little setup like this with my MacBook Pro on the bottom. And then I just run an extra screen out. I don't know if you have multiple screens or not, but I find that really to be useful. It just gives me more real estate. I don't know if I need 3 screens, but maybe that might be fun. Anyway, for the rest of these videos, you're going to hear me and we're going to walk through one of the most powerful time machines that I know of. So I hope you enjoyed the overview. And I'm pretty sure if you're like me, you're going to have some questions. So please feel free to contact me after you've watched the videos and we can talk more and maybe even get some hands-on time with you and the LC's model. Okay, here we go. So imagine if you had a digital roadmap for your business or organization that allowed you to define where you are going. How handy would that be? Imagine how many times you would use that, you would refer to it, probably every day. It's kind of like Google Maps. I've got Google Maps up here. And, Google Maps is incredibly powerful, and there's a reason why they invented it and why so many people use it. Let's say I want to go to Los Angeles, California, because I have lots of friends in Los Angeles and I love to go there. Okay, and so I want to go there, but I want directions, and I'm up in Canada, so I'm going to go from Kelowna, British Columbia, which is the nearest international airport for me, because I was thinking I was going to fly. Well, look what Google Maps does right away for me. It helps me understand very quickly what are all the options that I have for getting there. Different routes, different modes of transportation, and I can figure out a lot of different information about that. So for example, you can see here it's pulled up a route from Kelowna down to Los Angeles to drive, and it's given me the shortest route first. So it's told me what it thinks my preference will be the shortest route, so it's shown me that. But I could choose a different route and see that it's going to take me a little bit longer, it's going to be a little bit more distance, but maybe I wanted to go over into Idaho on my trip down, and this route gives me that opportunity. Notice it also shows me some potential roadblocks that I'm going to run into along the way and things to be aware of where there's work being done, construction, potential diversion. So it can tell me on here, there's a choice. It gave me 2 routes to drive, but what if I want to fly? Well, if I want to fly, it's got a route straight from that airport straight to Los Angeles. It's 5 hours and 15 minutes. But, if I'm going to drive, you see it's going to take me 22 hours to drive. So I can evaluate what's the difference in cost for time. It's telling me it's going to be 2,178 kilometers. I can figure out what the mileage is in my car, the price of gas, and figure out what that's going to cost me in dollars, not just in time. Versus flying, which it's already looked up and told me it's going to cost me $403 to fly there, which is actually a darn good price. It must be a one-way fare. Maybe I would like to walk. So, if I'm going to do that, it's going to take me 426 hours. I don't know how many days that is, and I'd probably need 4 or 5 pairs of running shoes. But the option is there, and I get to evaluate. And notice too, it's giving me the directions all the way along the way about how to do it. I could also take a bicycle. So, overall, a tool like this allows me to investigate the different options I have from getting where I am to where I want to go. It helps me figure out how long each one is going to take, how much it's going to cost, but also the potential benefits of each one of those options. It's also providing me insight on which mode or route gives me the most contingency in case something happens. So, for example, I know that driving, I've got 3 different routes that I could take, whereas the flying, I can only take one route. So just as an example in this one. So it's giving me a difference of contingency for risk, helping me understand what risk and uncertainty might mean for me as I plan my trip. And then finally, I can share this very easily. I can share these directions with anybody that I want on the internet, any one of my friends. I can also, if I get tired of this map, I can also see, well, what does it look like actually in satellite? And I want to look a little bit closer. And geez, do I really want to drive through all of this desert? Or, I'm going to be happier going down through the Cascade Mountain Range for my views. So I have lots of different options. So LCs, what's this got to do with LCs? LCs is a tool that helps us with landscape planning to evaluate all of the different options we have to get from where we are to where we want to be into the future. It helps us understand the benefits as well as the costs. It allows us to check into a number of different indicators, try different routes and modes of getting from where we are today into the future. So really powerful time machine. In terms of land, I would say it's the Google Maps of land use planning.